What's up guys, in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to blend all your images together inside Adobe Photoshop 2019. So basically we're going to turn our photo into this. So basically we're going to take our photo and turn it into this. I really like this, it blends in very well, and I really like the blue and teal tones to it. Now comment below if you want me to give a fully detailed 20 to 30 minute tutorial on how I did this. I'm kind of giving you a breakdown on how to blend your images together, mainly using this color lookup table. So basically I'm going to turn off the sharpen and overall color grade, and I'm going to turn all this off. So basically what I did is I used a color lookup table, which it's a lot, so you can create your own if you want to, and basically I opened it and I did the horror blue. Now you would like to do night from day because it could work, but it only kind of works if you're going for that dark moody tone. I really like I really like horror blue because yeah, it's kind of like that, and we'll fix it, but it's just pretty cool. And when we have 100, it's a lot darker obviously, so I would recommend putting the opacity between 75 to 80%. I'll keep at 80, and then we're going to go ahead and add our sky back in because this lookup table really messes with the sky. And so basically what I did is I create an exposure layer, and my exposure is at 0.62, offset is 0.0084. Obviously mess and tweak this because it's your edit. And then we're going to create a layer mask, which I already did. Make sure that, I'm actually going to delete this. When you create a layer mask, make sure you press this layer mask tool and press Command I to invert it. And then what we're going to do is enlarge our brush and make sure it's white so that we can add in that exposure, and just continue tweaking it. Obviously you don't want to get that rock in the way. If we get that little house, it'll be fine, but continue doing it until you're satisfied and happy with this. Obviously I have a lot more to expose, but this is looking pretty good so far. So let's go ahead and turn that off and on. Yeah, it looks good. And then we're going to add our sunlight, which I can actually show you guys how to do. So what we're going to do is create a new layer, and we're going to title this light first. We're going to kind of add 2 layers to this, and make sure your tool is kind of white, kind of peachy. Make a very, very small brush that only covers that. Or you can use your left and right bracket tools, which I sometimes do, so that's just easier for me to kind of enlarge it. And we're just going to click once, and then we're going to go a little bit smaller, go to white, a lot smaller, click that, and then we're going to change the blending mode to soft light. Turn that off and on, and that's pretty good. And you can see there's a huge difference. Obviously I added a lot more light, so let's go ahead and do that. Now I'm going to title this Sun Flare, and we're going to keep it at white, and basically what we're going to do is create a very, very large layer mask like this, or brush, and we're just going to click that, but make sure you're centering it according to there. So let's see, yeah, that works. Again, change the blending mode to soft light, and that looks pretty good. But for me, I kind of tweaked, like you can tweak the opacity, but I think that looks pretty good, especially when I zoom out. Looks awesome. And I used a little bit of yellow because it's sunset and it's a cloudy day, so you kind of want to, you know, match that and make it look really good. But first what we're going to do is shift click so that we have sun, flare, and light together, and then right click and merge layers. If you were to press shift command E or group them, you can, but I'm just going to do this, and again it just merges layers together, and that's fine. So create a new layer, and we're going to title this yellow. So we're going to go all the way over to yellow. If you guys want to copy the exact thing, it's F6 FF00. And so now we're going to make a very, very tiny brush, very like this, maybe a bit bigger. That looks pretty good. And again, going to add a soft light. Now we kind of need to tweak this. I should have done it in the actual edit, but I think 75 looks good. Looks pretty good. And so the mist, I'm not going to show you guys everything I did with the mist and fog. I will show you how to create that look. So we're going to create another layer, and I'm just going to title this mist/fog. Make sure my brightness is all the way up. and make sure you have the color on white, or if you kind of want to match this area, just hit I for the eyedropper tool and then bring it all the way up so it's bright. Hit B on your keyboard, enlarge that brush, go to the mode, go to dissolve, make sure it's between 20 to 40%, so I'll do 35. And basically, if we did that, it's very, very harsh. And also, I kind of want to fix this color, maybe make it a little bit brighter. So basically, what we're going to do is make it smaller so that we have these smaller dots. And I'm just going to drag this over like so. Continue doing that. Do it over here. Looks pretty good. And then what we're going to do is go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur, and we're just going to blur that all the way out until we get the look we're going for. Now obviously that is way too much, so we'll hit OK for that blur, go to the opacity and turn that down. So we're going to start from 0, and we're going to kind of go up a little bit. So let's keep it at 20%. That looks pretty good. And voila. So then we have that, and then we're going to go into the overall correction, which helps a lot. So basically I just did a final, well, I did a color grade, I did a final glow, which the glow is easy. You just do the brush tool again and you make that glow like that. It's, well, press Command Z on that. You got a normal opacity 100 and you just make a glow like so, which that would have even looked better too. But because of it being nighttime, it looks really cool. And then we're going to add a brightness and contrast. I did -3 and 7. Again, make it very subtle. Color pop. So anywhere where the grass is green, you want to obviously make it a green color. We could use the eyedropper tool, but I'm not. I'm going to make it a very bright green. And the reason why is so that we can see it. For this, I use soft light. Opacity 80%, fill 15%. The fill is dependent on the actual color. Opacity is just to make it, you know, a little bit more of my style. And then again, I added a sun flare to bounce off those two rocks, and a final fog. So I kind of did that over the entire thing, and then I added a very slight vignette. You don't really see it that much, but it kind of helps this rock and this area of the water over here. And I added a second vignette over this grass part, just because when you think about lighting and stuff, it wouldn't be really that bright down here. It would be very dark. So you kind of want to think about how realistic your photos are. And then I added a gradient map over the entire thing to kind of bring it back to its foggy style. So let's go ahead and open that. I basically made this one, and I left the orange alone, but I kind of went for a teal look. So I kind of went up like that, and I really liked it. And you hit OK. And you change the opacity to 10%, because if we were to leave it at 100, that's what it looks like. But it's really good because you can tell that this is the areas that are affecting it, and the sky is pretty good. And again, if we messed with the sky, it would just look horrible. So whenever you're using gradient maps, make it between 5 to 10%. You go even to 20, it looks very bad. So if we were to go to 10, it's that subtle look, and it brings back all the good quality of the rocks. And then I added more fog. Again, I just kind of want to make it that misty look because, you know, you just want to blend everything in together just to get this overall amazing look. Because in the end, you want to have your own style, and this is kind of my style. And then I added a sharpen effect because I wanted to make the rocks and house all good. So in order to do that, you press Shift, Option, Command N, Shift, Option, Command E. That makes everything, all the layers you just made, into a single photo. We're going to change this to Sharpen. Then we're going to go to Filter when it pops up. Go to Other, go to High Pass, and you don't want to do something crazy like 158. That's way too sharp, or even at this amount, you know, even at 10. Now if you're going for an HDR look, I get that, you can do that, but I'm just going to keep it very subtle at 1.7, and I'm going to change that blend mode to overlay. And boom, so this is what we just created, before, after. So you can definitely see that although this photo is very good and I really like it, I really wanted to brighten up everything with that original color correction. And then because I felt like it's dark, and when you're posting for Instagram, I always zoom out like this. I want to see, okay, how would it look better on your phone? You want to bring in back that look, and then the sharpen, you can change it. Because recently I figured out that the darker my photos are, then not really anyone likes them. And so you kind of want to think about that. What photos are giving you the most engagement and which ones are not. So that's when I find my style. It's just a lot of this. And that is it for the tutorial. If I talk too fast, I'm sorry, but go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And again, if you want me to do a longer tutorial based on this effect, go ahead and comment below. Peace out.